Brittany Watts, the name of the baby. It was shoved in a toilet and plunged repeatedly. Justice for this woman? Are you fucking kidding me? Is flushing a baby down a toilet a very motherly thing to do? Is that a motherly instinctive thing to do? This woman is not the victim. Does being black make it okay to try to shove a dead baby down a fucking toilet? Is it okay because she's black? Is that what you're trying to insinuate? Maybe it's only wrong because she's a woman. We've gotten to see several cases recently where men did similar shit, haven't we? But then again, that's a crime of accomplice, isn't it? Some women will do it themselves. Some of them will try to convince someone else to do it. Oh, it's not my fault my boyfriend went out and did that. At least this one woman had what it took to do the deed herself. But she got busted. Now she's a victim, right? When it's somebody who's politically in the limelight, oh, she happens to be black. She happens to be a woman. So we're going to use the word allegedly. When it comes to actual victims of crimes, you don't say allegedly. You call us mentally ill and pretend it's magically okay. You pretend that because we're men, we must be rapey. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Women perpetrate sex crimes and hate crimes at a far greater rate. It's because we've taught women that they will get away with it. That's right. If you murder someone as a woman, you pull the, oh, poor me, I was an innocent victim. You weren't. Most of the time you were a selfish animal who didn't get what you wanted right when you wanted it. So you decided to destroy an innocent man's life. We come to realize that between 80 and 95% of all allegations of heinous crimes by women are false. What does this mean? It means that at best, 1 in 5 allegations is real. And at worst, 1 in 20 allegations is real. But we've given a free rein and a free ride, haven't we? If you're a female, you should get a free ride because you were born female. You don't happen to understand how tough it is for men, do you? Nope. And you're not gonna either. How dare a man speak? Well, with all due respect, I believe that that's how women should be treated. I believe that women should be treated with equality. I believe that every allegation by a man should be heard because a man is far less likely to lie about such things. And in the cases that he does, it's usually because he's trying to impress a woman, trying to give her what she wants. How many simps do you have that'll lie in court for you just because you bet your eyes? How many women in my life now admit that that's exactly the kind of woman that they were growing up? and that it has bitten them in the ass their entire lives. One of the things that I've said recently about women, actually, well, most of it comes from women, actually, but a woman was complaining that when she was younger, she was taught the same bullshit the rest of y'all were. She's supposed to find a husband, and he'll take care of everything. She'll pretty herself up, try to find herself a rich guy, preferably over 6 foot tall, but as long as he's nice, she might settle for a guy who's 5'9", 5'10", maybe. Now, one woman in specific who works the Safeway was telling me, you know what? I spent all those years with a husband thinking I was going to build up my life with him, that I was just going to be a stay-at-home mom, even though I didn't want to have kids. That's right, she didn't want to have kids. But she had them anyway. And her husband left. What did her husband leave over? Because she asked him to. And then she complained that he did what she asked. She said, you know, I didn't think he was going to leave. But now here I am, and she told me her age, which is none of my damn business. But she told me her age and said, I'm such and such years old, and I'm just now starting off with the jobs that most people had back in high school. And I thought to myself, most people? You work at Safeway. That is kind of a starter job, is what it's called. This woman was talking to me about how she had to start over with nothing, and how she had to literally rewrite everything that everybody in her life had been teaching her for years. The proper way to go about it. How to manipulate people out of stuff. How to this, how to that. And at the end of the day, what happened? After listening to all of her girlfriends tell her what to do in her relationship, what to do with her husband, what to do with her kids. Her friends trying to teach her how to control their husbands and control her husband. And get involved in this us girls gotta stick together thing. And guess what? Now that she's an older woman, much older women by some of y'all's standards, she's got nothing. She's got one of her kids left, I guess. But she's working out at a starting job, starting wages. And even if she advances in the company, it's not like she's working at a company that's going to pay her $100,000 a year. It's not like she can afford to move out of the not so nice situation that she currently lives in. And much of it was because of that us girls gotta stick together thing. That's who she blames anyway. A bunch of women that she had gone to for help years and years ago, who are no longer a part of her life. That's right, they're not even a part of her life anymore. These women who told her what to do in her marriage, told her what to do in her relationship. She admitted that her husband never hit her, ever. That he wouldn't, not in a million years. Why did they break up, though? According to her, she thought she was a Disney princess. Those were the exact words. I thought I was a Disney princess, she said. Well, that's certainly something, isn't it? Now, we could ask this woman about the whole being black thing, except that she's not black. So, what does she have in common with this woman who flushed her own child down the toilet? Not much. Except that at one point in time, this woman thought that she should get special treatment because she was a woman. And she was born with certain genitalia. And she admitted that she screwed herself over. Whether or not her and her husband worked out or not is arbitrary. She said she screwed herself over being a stay-at-home mom, that she didn't learn any useful skills except talking to people. Now, what kind of a job does that qualify her for? Being good at talking to people. A gossip columnist, maybe? But no, she works with people. She doesn't even like people. But she works with people. And why is that? Family. She still has a family to care about. A family to take care of. Even if they don't always agree. Even if they have the same arguments and fights as every other family. But what really stuck out in my mind about that is the Disney princess thing. How important it was to her to let me know that the problems that she had encountered with her ex were primarily her issues, not her ex's. It was not her ex's fault that she made the decisions that she made. But the complaints that she had were very real. That she had not learned any lifelong skills before she got a divorce. What she knew how to do was be a stay-at-home mom, even though she wasn't trying to be a mom. She doesn't blame her ex because she didn't earn those skills or learn those skills. She even admitted that even though her ex was an asshole, that he did try to teach her things. She also admitted that many times when she thought he was being an asshole, it was when he was trying to teach her something. And now, those things that he was trying to teach her, that she doesn't know how to do. What she didn't understand at the time is that he was trying to teach her how to do those things for in case something happened to him. Well, something did happen to him. He felt unappreciated. Now, how much of this is my business? None of it. So why did she share? Because she wanted me to know that I wasn't alone in this world. And that, yes, she does understand that both men and women make mistakes. Also, that her mistakes and her assumptions have resulted in long-term consequences for her, not just for him. So what does this woman do for a living? What does anyone at Safeway do for a living? Customer service. It doesn't matter if you're stocking the shelves, working in the bakery, or working at the actual customer service counter. When you work in retail, your job is customer service. Customer satisfaction is your most important goal because that's what gets you paid week after week. If you suck at your fucking job in customer service, you won't have it long. There's even a couple of women who work at the Safeway who are autistic. One of them is very high masking and very good at her job. I say very high masking because I can tell the anxiety. And it is situational, which is to be expected. Many of us who have Asperger's specifically are afraid of people. That's because when they find out that we're different, they try to utilize it to get better pole position on us. It becomes a popularity thing. Now, there's one woman I'm afraid for here, but only one. That's because she doesn't seem to have any sort of support network. The majority of the rest have husbands or sons nearby in case something happens. If somebody tries to harm them, they have somebody they can call. What about when you have nobody? None of these people have done something so vicious as to try to flush a baby down the toilet or to try to plunge it down. Imagine being the mother who did that. Imagine not having a man to take that child's corpse out to the dumpster for you, or to try to flush that baby down the toilet for you. Now this Brittany lady, what did she do? She flushed her own baby down the toilet, or at least tried. The baby had come enough to term to be too large to flush. We're not talking about a little button baby like you see in the aborted fetuses magazines and stuff when you're in high school and learning about those sort of things in health class. No, we're talking about has arms, has legs, has a fully formed head with eyeballs and everything. We're talking about something that's not measured in millimeters, but in inches. What happens if you're driving down a busy highway? There's a bunch of RVs on the right-hand side. And as you're passing one of them, somebody steps out in front of your vehicle and gets ran over. Well, there might not be charges against you because of the situation and the scenario. You're going down the highway. Speed limit there is 65. Because you see vehicles off to the side of the road and multiple vehicles, you might slow it down to 45. Just to make sure everybody's all right. When somebody steps out from a vehicle that's on the side of the road like that, it's only one step from being in front of the RV where you can't see them to right in front of your vehicle. You are not going to be able to stop in time, and that person will die. Obviously, that's not a threat. That is a statement of fact. Now, there's a small chance that driving into somebody at 45 miles an hour will not kill them. But by the time you realize that you hit something, you're already over the top of them and they've already exited out the rear of your vehicle. Underneath. Now, what's the difference between killing somebody on accident and murder? Well, in many cases, it comes down to what did you do after the fact? Yeah, you ran the guy or the girl over. Yes, you are responsible for that, and they are responsible for stepping in front of your vehicle. The right thing to do is to turn it in. The legally proper thing to do is to turn it in. It's not to take that person's corpse and try to shove it down the toilet of their RV. It's not to drag them off to the side of the road into a muddy ditch and try to push on them until they sink into the mud and can't be recognized. It's not to pick up the body and stuff it in your trunk and go find a place to drop it off where nobody will find it. See, what this woman did wrong wasn't in losing her baby or having a miscarriage. What this woman did wrong is to try to shove that baby's corpse into a fucking toilet. It's not illegal to have a miscarriage. Just like it's not illegal to accidentally run somebody over who's being a dumbass. What's illegal is trying to get rid of the body afterwards. Does this woman deserve special alleged treatment because she's allegedly black? Because I don't give a holy goddamn what fucking color you are. What she did is fucking gross. You don't flush dead babies down fucking toilets, regardless of skin color.